The cumulative evidence has shifted urban mental health from a fringe research area to a central public health concern. The World Health Organization now recognizes urbanization as a significant determinant of population mental health, calling for urban planning approaches that prioritize psychological well-being alongside traditional metrics like economic growth and physical infrastructure. This recognition comes at a critical moment as climate change accelerates and populations continue to concentrate in cities. Understanding and mitigating urban psychological stressors becomes increasingly urgent. The good news is that cities are highly modifiable environments. Unlike many other mental health risk factors, urban stressors can be redesigned, regulated, and reimagined through intentional policy choices. The noise pollution nightmare. While urban planners focus on visible pollution, an invisible form of contamination may be doing even more damage to city residents. In major metropolitan areas, the constant soundtrack of urban life triggers a biological cascade that fundamentally alters how your body functions, even while you sleep. The average city resident experiences ambient noise levels between 60 and 70 decibels throughout the day, equivalent to having a constant conversation happening just a few feet away. This sonic backdrop follows you everywhere. During sleep, many urbanites experience nighttime noise levels above 45 decibels, exceeding the World Health Organization's recommended maximum of 40 decibels for restful sleep. It's like having an alarm clock that never truly shuts off, constantly keeping your body on edge. I've lived next to the freeway for 7 years, explains Elena Rodriguez, a Chicago resident. I don't consciously notice the traffic anymore, but my doctor says my blood pressure tells a different story. Urban noise researchers categorize sonic intrusions into distinct sources. Traffic noise dominates most urban soundscapes, creating a near-constant low-frequency rumble penetrating building walls. Construction noise produces some of the most disruptive high-decibel intrusions, regularly exceeding 85 decibels, the threshold where hearing damage becomes a concern. Neighbor noise creates unpredictable sound patterns our brains particularly notice. Commercial noise from restaurants and bars creates focal points of high-volume activity, while mechanical noise from HVAC systems and generators adds a persistent background hum. Noise pollution functions as a profound physiological stressor affecting us whether we consciously notice it or not. The human auditory system evolved as an early warning mechanism that remains partially active even during sleep. When unexpected or loud noises occur, your nervous system responds automatically. This vigilance system triggers a cascade of biological reactions. Within milliseconds of detecting a noise event, your amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, activates. This triggers your hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, releasing cortisol and adrenaline into your bloodstream. Your heart rate increases, blood vessels constrict, and digestion slows as your body shifts into a fight or flight state. Blood pressure increases and inflammatory markers rise, all without conscious awareness. What makes urban noise particularly insidious is that these responses occur even when you've subjectively gotten used to the noise. A 2019 study measured stress biomarkers in people living near major airports for over 5 years. Despite reporting they hardly noticed aircraft noise anymore, their bodies told a different story. During noise events, their cortisol levels spiked and heart rate variability decreased, clear stress indicators, even while they remained asleep. I thought I had adapted to the subway beneath my apartment, shares Marcus Tate, a Boston resident. But my sleep tracker showed I was waking briefly dozens of times each night without realizing it. After moving to a quieter neighborhood, my anxiety improved dramatically. This physiological reality explains findings from a multi-year study following residents near Frankfurt Airport. As air traffic patterns changed, researchers tracked both noise levels and medication usage. Neighborhoods newly exposed to flight paths saw a 61% increase in anti-anxiety medication prescriptions and a 54% increase in antidepressant usage within 24 months. Areas where noise mitigation reduced decibel levels saw corresponding decreases in medication usage. A Danish cohort study tracking over 50,000 urban residents found that for every 10 decibel increase in road traffic noise, depression risk increased by 4% and anxiety disorders by 6%. Higher and more frequent noise exposure correlated linearly with worse outcomes. The strongest associations appeared in areas with nighttime noise events, suggesting sleep disruption plays a critical role in noise-related mental health impacts. The cumulative effect of these repeated stress activations creates allostatic load, the wear and tear on the body from chronic stress. Noise-induced stress in urban environments can continue 24 hours daily for years. This constant activation gradually depletes stress response systems. Cortisol patterns flatten, inflammatory pathways become chronically activated, and the autonomic nervous system shifts toward fight or flight dominance. A comprehensive 2018 meta-analysis examining 103 studies found urban noise exposure independently associated with hypertension, cardiovascular disease, metabolic disorders, and immune system dysregulation. These physical conditions frequently co-occur with anxiety and depression, creating a complex relationship between noise exposure, physiological damage, and psychological distress. Noise exposure appears to alter brain structure itself. A 2017 brain imaging study found urban residents exposed to high noise levels for over 5 years showed decreased gray matter volume in regions associated with emotional regulation, similar to patterns seen in chronic stress conditions. These structural changes correlated with both noise exposure duration and intensity. The noise-mental health relationship becomes apparent when examining medication patterns. For every 10 decibel increase in environmental noise, anxiety medication use rises by approximately 28%, even when controlling for socioeconomic factors and other urban stressors. Noise exposure disproportionately affects lower-income neighborhoods. A 2020 analysis of major U.S. cities found neighborhoods below the poverty line experienced average noise levels 6 to 8 decibels higher than affluent areas in the same cities. Lower-income housing typically has poorer sound insulation. A study measuring indoor-outdoor noise ratios found luxury apartments blocked approximately 80% of external noise, while affordable housing blocked only 30 to 40%. Mitigating urban noise requires a comprehensive approach. Infrastructure solutions like sound barriers, low-noise pavement, and building insulation requirements can significantly reduce community exposure. Urban planning policies restricting nighttime construction, rerouting traffic from residential areas, and creating quiet zones around schools and hospitals show promising results. Individual interventions like acoustic treatments, soundproof windows, and white noise machines can help create acoustic sanctuaries within urban environments.